Greetings from Office 365 Guide. I welcome you to the new series Microsoft Azure. Let's begin our learning. But before that, if you already haven't subscribed to my channel, please do. There goes a lot of effort in putting these videos together, so I would be grateful if you subscribe to my channel. Thanks. So let's begin with our course. First of all, we will do an introduction to cloud. I'm sure that if you are already into Azure or trying to learn it, you would be familiar with what Azure is. But before the introduction, let's see how things were happening or how things still happen in some organizations. So usually organizations would have their own data centers, and they would have their web servers or exchange server or any other servers that they would be using. So they would have to maintain their own data center, its cooling system, and take care of the physical security as well. A typical IT infrastructure has components like hardware, network, data center, remote access, software, you know, uh, and an organization, if not utilizing cloud and using their own IT infrastructure, will be solely responsible for managing and maintaining their IT infrastructure. Now, let's come to what cloud computing is. Cloud basically means internet, and cloud computing means delivery of the computing resources over the internet. So let's think of it as if I had my own data center or my own IT infra, then I can utilize a web server or a file share and do something with the network, firewall, and everything. And I might have some storage system as well. However, with cloud, all those things can happen, or you can utilize all those things over the internet by simply renting out those services from any cloud offering. Like Google has its own cloud called GCP, Amazon has AWS. Similarly, Microsoft has its own cloud offering called Microsoft Azure or Azure, however you would like to call it. Now, all these things are very scalable. Consider this. Let's say I'm starting a business, but I don't want to invest a lot of money and hard work into putting up my own data center and hiring people to set it up. What I can do is I can just rent out all those services from a cloud offering, and just pay for what I used based on my consumption on a monthly basis. So if I want a VM, I can deploy that. If I want to do with networking, I want a SQL server, I want some networking firewall rules. All those things can happen using internet, and you can just rent those services out. So cloud data center, it's a data center somewhere on the planet, in a region, as Microsoft like to call it. We will get into all these terminologies, but for now, just keep in mind that cloud is nothing. It is a data center where your server is residing. It's just that you do not own the data center. It is being offered to you, and you need to subscribe to it or pay a monthly rent. The good thing about Azure is that you only pay for what you use. So its cost is totally dependent upon your overall consumption of the month. Let us get familiar with some basic terminologies with Azure. We need to know at least these basic terms to get started. Let's start with Azure Regions. So a region is nothing but a collection of data centers. It's located in a specific area. So suppose I am in India. So Microsoft has 3 regions in India, and they would have multiple data centers. So how Microsoft has defined it is there will be a geography let's say India, and in that geography there would be multiple regions, and those multiple regions may or may not have multiple data centers. So that's Azure Regions for you. What is a subscription? A subscription is something that you are billed under. So every resource that you will create need to be a part of subscription that will help you for your costing. A resource. Everything in Azure actually is a resource. Even an IP address is considered a resource. All those resources need to be in a container, which is called a resource group. We usually put all the resources that are relevant to each other and share a common life cycle, and we put them in the same resource group so that it is easier for management. Let's go to Microsoft's website to check the regions which come under India. So I'll just open this article. So there is Azure has defined geographies, and based on those geographies they will have regions. So I'm in India right now. There are 3 regions. The one in Hyderabad is coming soon. So right now we have 2. One is in Pune, another one is Chennai, and they will have multiple data centers. Keynote here is that not every service is available at every region. So while deploying your resources, you really need to know, okay, it needs to be close to me, but whether or not that region offers that service that I'm looking for. To follow along this course, you would need Azure free account. Yeah, you can absolutely go ahead and create an account for you. I can show you how to do it. Just open Google and type Azure free account. Click on the first link. Now the Azure free account gives you $200 for a month that you can utilize to create your resources, and there will be some services, I think it's 40 plus services or 55 plus other services that will be free always. Obviously terms and conditions apply. What you need to do is click on this button, start free, and for 1 month you will get $200. Now here, if you don't have a Microsoft account, you need to create one. If you already have one, go ahead and put in that email account. It will ask you for some basic information like your name, address, and it will definitely ask you for a credit card that it needs in order to verify your identity. So you need to enter that as well. Don't worry, after 1 month is complete, Microsoft will ask you if you want to go with pay as you go, and if not, you won't be charged, and if you go, you will be charged based on what services or what resources you have in your subscription. So I already have created a free account for myself. This is my free account. Let's check my balance, which is 15,800 rupees, which is equivalent of $200. I do have a free trial for a month, so all good to go.